Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the RapChat podcast. Now, Sam's quick little. It's like Easter egg.
I'm back.
Yeah. What did you notice?
Michael Jordan.
What did you notice about the subtleties during the podcast intro? So yeah, before we head into the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, make sure to comment, and also to subscribe. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, make sure to leave us a 5-star rating, and also please leave us a sweet, beautiful, wonderful review.
Make us feel good.
Yeah, make us feel good about the content.
Your guys' challenge this week to make us feel happy.
Yeah, that's your challenge this week.
Make me feel good about myself.
Yeah, yeah. The Raptors have been losing too much. We need some more positive affirmations. So, anyways, yeah. So, make sure to leave us a rating. Also, please leave us a review. You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter.
And Twitter?
And Twitter.
Wow.
Twitter. I know, right?
Did you guys know that?
Yeah, I doubt it. Anyways, at RapChat Podcast, where we post new clips of the show every single week. And I'm your host, Luke Dick.
I'm Lyle Soldridge.
And I'm Sam Kenny.
All
I was very
right.
conscious not to voice crack
Yeah.
there.
No, I'm
After that-
Sam Kenny.
Yeah,
I'm
after,
Sam Kenny.
after the slander on the last episode. So
There's going to be the next update on this little machine is going to have like an echo feature. So we can like turn up the echo on our mics and be like, Sam Kenny.
Kenny.
It would have been funny to use that on like the Hot Ones episode that we did, because it would have been like,
Yeah.
guys.
Like
I'm
the
dying.
Cody Co
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Cody Co Noel did it.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so schedule for today.
I am talking about the Pistons game, we're all talking about the Pistons game, but I took notes, and then Sam had the Magic game,
Dreaded Pistons game.
and then
the Raptors are bringing me so much pain lately.
I know, it's actually
that was a
so
tough
painful.
one. That was a tough one to lose.
It
the Pistons
was,
one.
man.
And then we have some questions for each other, and we're looking ahead, but
Yep.
Yeah.
and that'll do.
Bro, I'm seeing
Stu.
Sixers fans and stuff. They're so happy, right? Like there's so much hope on that team, right? Harden and Embiid playing amazing.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm so jealous. Man.
You were a skeptic too.
I was,
Yeah,
but I'm just like seeing like the hope from a franchise, and I'm like, God.
You said you were worried about that Embiid and Harden can do a pick and roll.
I was stupid. I should have probably trusted that two future Hall of Famers.
They can pull a pick and roll.
No, I am worried about the defense still, but offensively they look quite good.
They look above average, I would say.
Yes,
Top 17 in the league.
I guess James Harden and Embiid are pretty solid offensive players.
They're okay, yeah.
They can. Yeah, I guess James Harden can figure it out.
Harden's like a top 40 offensive player, and Embiid's like top 60 for sure.
top 60.
Yeah. Well, top.
You got one of the.
I'll say top 70. I'll say top 70.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. To be uncontroversial.
In all reality,
Alex
though,
Christmas been popping up.
in all reality, though, you've got like one of the 10 best offensive players ever in James Harden and Embiid, who is what?
Top 3 offensive player in the league right now.
Yeah.
And Tyrese Maxey has been
Awesome.
playing really well.
Averaging like 24 a game since Harden's been there.
Tobias
awesome,
Harris
man.
kind of forgot how to play basketball for a bit, but
You mean J. Cole?
I always felt like Tobias Harris was like a Walmart version of Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, that's a good
actually-
comparison,
I
Like,
thought the
yeah.
same thing before, yeah.
They have the same body type. They
And
like
they
shoot
both
the
shoot the
same.
same.
yeah, they
Yeah.
love the one dribble mid-range pull up.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's actually a great comparison.
That's awesome.
That's an awesome Walmart
awesome.
comparison. Yeah.
Walmart. I think he's almost.
Proud of you.
Jeez, nice. All right. Should we get into it?
Sadly, let's do it.
Yeah. Oh, I guess we have to start this podcast.
Can we not just talk about the Sixers the whole time? Talk about happy things.
Okay, so we're coming off a 2-game winning streak against the Brooklyn Nets twice, and we're feeling ourselves like, oh, I beat Brooklyn twice. You know,
So
it's
much
whatever.
hope.
It's whatever. You know, we're kind of fire. Then we go against the Detroit Pistons, who have had our number for way too long.
We haven't beat them
And
since January 31st, 2020.
2020. That is 2 years ago.
Granted, out of all the teams in the NBA, the Raptors probably have had the most challenging time since 2020. So we have to kind of give it to them.
The Pistons might have the
I
worst
don't care.
rosters, though, since 2020.
Yeah, they're
in
the
NBA.
Pistons. So that we've lost 5 straight
They
against
look
them.
like an all team full of all-stars when they play us.
We've lost 5 straight against them, but the team we have right now has probably been the best since we've beat them. Since January 31st, 2020.
Yeah,
I think our teams look best now since it ever has.
Probably.
You know what
I mean, that 2019 team was special, man. Or that 2020 team with Gasol. and
I
Ibaka.
guess that was that team, right?
That was the only. The Raptors
Yeah.
have out of the 4 seasons that KC hasn't been the head coach, he's swept 3 of the 4 season series against
Yeah.
the Raptors.
Wow.
And one of those being
Oh
the
my
quiet.
God.
All right, yeah. So I guess I was incorrect statement by me.
But this is also
moving on.
but this
Moving
is
on.
probably-
Moving on.
But this is probably the worst the Pistons have been since last year.
No,
Actually,
yeah,
last year they were awful last year.
Anyway, lost 5 straight to the Pistons, and I don't know, you guys. I was feeling confident about winning this one. I thought, you know, I always feel that way against Pistons though. This time, like, there's no everyone's 6 in a row.
False.
Well, we
Yeah,
talked about
There's
this
no
like on
way.
the last podcast that Sam wasn't here for. We just were talking, you know, looking ahead and saying like, oh no, we gotta win these next 2 games. Like they're very winnable games.
Yeah.
Now
Two
I'm
worst
like,
teams in the conference.
Literally 2.
and it would have helped us move up in the league standings too. And I'm like,
Exactly.
God damn.
We're kind of stuck in the plan now. I
This is
think.
the Slim Reaper just
We'll
came
get,
back.
we'll get into that. We're kind of
Yeah,
stuck in the plan. We'll get into that. But yeah, anyway, let's get right into this game. Came out of the gate with the worst defense of all time. Detroit was getting buckets so easily. The first 8 points were just easy down the lane drives with like Sadiq Bey and Jeremy Grant. And then, but then we ended up we had like a little stint. Our defense all quarter was horrible, but we had a little stint there where we got a couple back-to-back steals. And I was like, okay, you know, let's get into this a bit. Scottie was being really aggressive all quarter. He had 2 crazy dunk attempts. He tried to poster Sadiq Bey, I think it was, or Jeremy Grant, and then he had tried to do a putback dunk, and which would have been crazy.
Two scary falls for Pascal and Scotty too.
Yeah.
Hard.
Yeah, but we're troopers, so we thought through it.
Those are
The
terrifying.
one for Pascal, man, every time a player falls on their arm,
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't like it, man, because Alex Caruso, the whole,
Yeah.
we don't like Grayson Allen on this podcast, but
You don't like Grayson Allen?
hell no, man.
Why?
the cleanest player in the NBA.
Yeah.
He's so nice.
Yeah. He's
I'm
such a
joking.
great guy.
Yeah, such a great
such
role
a
model.
sportsman-like
Yeah.
player.
That's why I made my game after him.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually do play a little bit like him, like not in the dirty way, but
Hey.
no, like in the good ways. That Grayson
So
Allen plays.
insulting.
What good ways?
Good 3-point shooter.
Thanks. All right, you're right.
yeah, you got me there.
You got me.
But like, yeah, anytime a player lands on their like elbow or wrist or anything like that, like even look at OG, man, he's with a finger injury.
When Curry broke his wrist, that one year the Warriors were really bad. That's how it happened.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, the only highlight I had from this first quarter was Malachi Flynn's touchdown pass to Precious.
Oh yeah, that was
nice.
lit.
That
That
was
was
nice. It made me
lit.
smile, but the first quarter was ultimately just horrible on defense and offense.
They were hitting
Detroit was
so many threes,
and
man.
Detroit was getting everything they wanted, and they're wide open all game.
I know.
That's why.
Cade was getting into the
And,
paint whenever he wanted to.
Yeah. Oh my God, K was.
Fucking so Cade did amazing. Jeremy Grant, dude, this dude became Stephen Curry. Like, what the fuck is this? Why?
Sadiq Bey was
They-
just bullying
Sadiq
us.
Bey-
The
oh, it was
Pistons,
killing
the
us.
first quarter, the Pistons were 5 for 11 from 3. K was 4 for 6 from the field. Sadiq 3 for 5. Grant 3 for 3.
Yeah, man, those are the 4 guys that killed us all game.
Yeah.
Literally those 4 guys. Because I remember in the third quarter when they were subbed off Cade, we made like an 8-0 run to like come back
and
from
then
down
started
like
the fourth there too. Yeah.
Exactly.
Let's
And
stay in the second quarter, maybe. Okay.
guys, let's get kind of ahead of ourselves.
We got the second quarter here, which was probably our, I guess, the fourth quarter, but quarters looked way better on offense in the first quarter. Scottie's so good in the post, man, especially for a rookie. He controls his pace in the post so hard, and his touch on his left hand and right hand. He had a couple left hand floaters off the glass from the post and everything. Our defense was so bad. Especially our transition defense was brutal.
God.
There were 2 times in like 5 minutes where Kelly Olynyk had a it was a simple, we miss a shot, Detroit gets the rebound, and it wasn't like a steal or anything. They just got the rebound, and then they hit Kelly Olynyk on the fast break, and he's way ahead of everybody else.
And he's
then
so slow.
He's Kelly Olynyk.
Like,
and then-
okay, criticism of Chris here, man. I mean, I love you, Chris, but like, why are you jumping to block Kelly Olynyk's jumper, bro? Like, why are you jumping like
away from him?
Yeah,
he jumps across.
Yeah, like, bro.
Just close him out.
Like, yeah, but close him out. Like, he's so slow.
Yeah, he's not gonna blow by you.
No, that's what frustrating so much. Chris was jumping for every single jump shot that Kelly was shooting, and I'm like, Chris, man, you literally have like a 7'5" wingspan, dude. Like, stick your arm up, like.
Yeah. There's that, and then also not too long after that, same thing happened with Rodney Magruder, who leaked out off a rebound. And his transition defense is horrible, and even just like we were getting like they had a lot of 3-on-1s, the Pistons and everything like that. Just nobody's getting back. But we were really hitting our shots this quarter. Malachi had some nice shots. He had a real nice and one. He's been real crafty on the
Probably
rim.
our
His
what?
finishing's been really good.
He's without Malachi in the last 4 games, there's a good. Well, maybe not that first Brooklyn game, but like he is basically like I'm so blown away. Like you guys talked about Malachi in the last podcast, and I haven't got a chance to yet. But like I was so wrong about Malachi being able to fit into
Sam's expectations for Malachi.
Yeah.
Malachi's actual performance.
My I'm just like I'm very happy the way he's been able to fit into the offense because I wasn't sure like how his play style would fit with us, and his defense has been awesome. Really,
yeah,
really
he's
hard.
quick, man. He can move on defense.
He's been our best. He's been our best
really
guard
hard.
defender in the last little bit by like a really wide margin.
Yeah, well, it's just him and Gary, and Gary has been
Yeah, there's 2 guys, and he's been the best
defense.
one. So.
But we will talk about that.
Gary is the definition of doing too much on defense.
Yeah.
I think maybe you already said that.
He's got
I feel like I
Patrick
just-
Not
Beverly.
today, but I talked about before.
He's got Patrick Beverly vibes.
Yeah.
Except Patrick. I don't like Patrick Beverly.
Speaking of hitting or speaking of Gary though, he was hitting shots in the second quarter. Even though
He had like
Gary-
2 threes, I think, maybe in that quarter or something.
Gary in the
He only hit shots in the second
he had
quarter.
11 points. Yeah, I was gonna say these past 2 games with Gary, his lack of really offensive variety is really showing because he dribbles and then he gets stuck. You know what I mean? He's a great shooter. He makes tough shots, but he can't get inside by himself. He can't really blow by guys like that. And he doesn't have much.
He did maybe the one drive there that was he put up that shot.
He can do it.
But
every
that's
now
a
and then,
really
it's not-
hard
it's-
shot, though.
Yeah, it was.
And it's not. It's like like that with a floater off the glass. Yeah,
That's not a replicable shot.
No, that was a tough shot. He makes tough shots, but
The problem-
he's what was I saying about him? You say what you're gonna say.
Like, the thing with Gary is like when he's in a slump, he can't make it easier on himself
No.
because he can't create any sort of
that's-
separation.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
right? He's got no handle
ball
for his
handling.
position.
No.
Um,
So it's just
yeah.
he relies so much on making tough shots, and then
Yeah.
it's like when he's not making them, it's like man, he looks like this. And
Right, he's not creating for others in any sort of way, right?
Yeah.
He can't like he's not getting double teamed to be able to kick out to an open guy.
And it's like, he's trying, but the thing is that like, it's so hard to make those types of adjustments mid-season, 3/4 of the way through the season, instead of like spending the off season working on that sort of stuff.
I just think that when you're cold, just stop taking
Yeah.
step back jumpers and stuff. Like just
Gary-
let the offense come to you. Like that was what Norm Powell was so good at. He never. I had a lot of problem. I thought Norm Powell got really quite overrated with the Raptors by the end of his tenure because I thought his defense was really bad. But when Norm Powell was really good at an offense because he has awesome athleticism and a really good handle and great and separation ability, was that he let the offense come to him on cuts, and Gary just doesn't have the athleticism to leverage cuts.
Gary
and
Trent
stuff like
Jr.
that.
Gary Trent Jr. over the last 2 games is 6 for 35 from the field,
Wow.
and he is 3 for 24 from 3
Oh my god.
for the past 2 games.
Wow.
So
That's your only three-point shooter.
he's taking a lot of shots too that he should not be taking.
I mean, he does have the green light, and it's like,
but it's up to him to understand that. If
Yeah.
I'm not, he went 0 for 9 in Orlando. We'll talk about that, but that's when you got to understand. Like, listen, take open shots, but I know all those shots were not open. He's just trying to take tough shots.
it's those like step backs that
Yeah,
are like,
where it's
a
like,
foot
man,
off the arc, and I'm like,
killing
God,
you.
Yeah,
God
it's like
damn it,
with
Gary.
10 seconds on the shot clock. It's like, man, there's
Yeah.
something else. There's something
Yeah.
else. But in the fourth quarter in the Pistons game, or second quarter in the Pistons game, he looked good. So
Yeah, that was one good quarter.
good job.
That's your redemption quarter over the last 2 games.
We go into
And he played pretty well against the Nets.
That
That's
second game.
four. These are
Yeah.
his past 2
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Past 2 games. So the first half was relatively uneventful. Just down 3 at the half, though. The third quarter is when things get pretty interesting here. The transition defense still just looked awful.
interesting.
And we're down 3 at the half, and then after 2 minutes into the second half, we're down 10.
Defense just off.
Defense awful. They're getting anything they want. It's mostly transition. They're a young team. They're going to run. We were not running back.
And they were getting too many offensive rebounds too, like too many second chance points.
Isaiah
Like,
Stewart was living on the overboard.
I know, man. It was hella annoying every time. Like, I'm like, can't we just go up and grab a fucking rebound? Like, oh man, that was so frustrating.
Yeah, it's tough. And there was one nice play in transition where it was Scottie hit Malachi hit Cam, then Cam back to
Yeah,
Scottie
Scottie for the dunk. Yeah, that was nice.
That was nice. More of our defense. the corners were open all game, dude.
All
Jeremy
game.
Grant, Cade Cunningham, Sadiq Bey, Roddy Magruder,
Yeah.
all these guys were hitting wide open threes in the corners. And these guys are going to make shots. They're good shooters.
Yeah.
They're NBA
And
players.
it's one thing to leave Hamid Diallo open in the corner.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead and do that. You
Yeah.
can't leave Cade Cunningham open in the
or
corner.
Jeremy Grant or Sadiq
Yeah.
Bey. Like, these guys
Especially
are
in those
legitimate.
clutch minutes, man. It was always Cade too, man. They would always get Cade open in that corner, and I'm like, God damn it.
So we're down halfway through the third. We see ourselves down 16. And we get some reffing issues.
Oh.
I
Yeah.
don't want to go in, but honestly, the reffing was bad, but it was bad for both sides. It was just an awfully reffed
Yeah,
game. They had
I mean-
no control over the game. Everything
like
was late.
Mark Davis when they see it refs. in the
Yeah,
league.
Mark Davis he's got a big. Mark
Well,
Davis likes to make the ref
big
likes to make the game
poopy.
about him.
Nick got
Big
ejected.
poopy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So I
So-
think that might have been on purpose, right? Rile the team up. Fred kind of took control of
And
it.
the crowd. And oh, you know what?
there's
Actually,
the-
I want to
so-
say this, and I think it's important at this moment. I think that we take a moment to talk about the crowd. And Chris Boucher on his most recent podcast, I listened
haven't
to it
listened
with
to that one
Delano. It wasn't that great. I like Mike.
No,
Mike's-
no RapChat podcast.
I like Mike, but it felt more like I don't know. I like when they talk less about basketball. You know what I mean? Like I like when they start talking about their lives and regular things, because the more they start talking about basketball, it feels more like an interview, a post game interview.
Right.
And they just that's not where they thrive in that sort of conversation. Even though Chris is fine, Chris is cool, but like you could tell Delano was on there and he was quite
Delano
uncomfortable
isn't the
and-
best
yeah.
interview yet in his career. He's a little shy.
Exactly. Yeah. And that's fine. He's 22. So, but anyways, like it's just okay. Chris mentioned this, and Mike mentioned this, and Delano mentioned this too. There are a lot of corporate fans at these games, bro, and it's so frustrating because we're sitting here as Raptors fans. You know what I mean? We're sitting here, and we would die to be at these games, man.
Yep.
Like look at Jurassic Park,
People
man.
who
All-
actually care about the game.
People who actually care. And I read a comment saying that's like only real fans go to the upper bowls and and sit there. And I'm
The
like,
Bowls are always the fun area, right? Because people are having fun. Like
exactly.
they don't take like it's not just like, oh, I'm going to the game. It's like, wow, it's a really special moment. I get to see my favorite
Yeah,
team play.
exactly.
And if I can
100%.
contrast that, I was thinking this as I was watching like the last 3 games at home, and this summer when the Blue Jays came home, there were not many fans in the arena when they first came back. I think it was like 15,000, and the arena fits like 50. Yeah. But and Blue Jays tickets are so much cheaper than Raptors tickets. And when those guys came home in that first game, and those entire games down the stretch, the crowd was just like electric.
Wow.
Like electric. Like the guys were crying when they were getting introduced to the
remember
crowd.
that, yeah.
And I just don't see it's just not the same. Like, because we know there's Raptors fans out there, right?
Tons of 'em.
But at the
Tons
game,
of
you just-
Literally, that's the country.
like the crowd just go dead for long
know.
stretches, right? Like
and the cheering.
So what was Chris saying about them?
Well, Chris was basically just saying that's what I just basically repeated what he said. He said there's a lot of corporate fans. He's like there are a lot of people who go to these games to say they went to the game, but they don't
Because they can afford it.
exactly because they can afford. And this is where the problem starts for me. And I mean, this isn't a political podcast. We're not going to start touting off our political views, but there is a problem with access to tickets and access to.
This isn't just a Toronto problem.
No, it's not.
It's a
It's not.
league-wide
It's a
problem.
league-wide problem, and it's a societal issue, and especially because of the fact that the league hasn't really had an opportunity to make money. All these places need to make money, so they have to charge higher prices for tickets. Whatever, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's like, the real energy and the real vibes and the real support for the team comes from the fans who actually give a shit, the fans who actually care and want to be there. And when I watch these games, and at the moments where I feel that I would be cheering the loudest, the crowd is silent. You know what I mean? The crowd is dead.
I'm on StubHub right now for a standing room ticket to Lakers at Raptors on Friday the
That is
18th.
way back in the way back.
$190 standing room.
Wow.
That's the cheapest ticket you can get. There's nothing even I'm trying to look. Like I don't even know what's available.
Meanwhile, Pacers tickets are $1.
Yeah, you can go to the Cavs game tonight for $15.
There's a $6 ticket.
If I want to sit in section 118, row 16, I've kind of sat there before 4 or 5 years ago. Almost $1,300.
What?
I said.
Like it's unreal, man. You're not gonna get 106, $641 for a
That's
ticket.
so crazy,
or
man.
two tickets.
I think I actually sat row 23. I think it was in the early 20s. This section I sat in. It was the last home game of the
641
season.
each.
It was the last home game of the season.
Oh my god.
And my dad and I went. We paid $250 each for these tickets.
And that's
These
even
exact-
still
these
quite
exact tickets.
expensive.
These
Like,
almost exact tickets.
Right now they're 641 each.
Six-
Yeah,
41
that's,
each.
and see, this is a problem. This is
Plus
a problem.
hotel, plus
Yep.
gas to get there,
Flight,
right?
flight
And
or flight to
food.
get there.
Yeah, like it's
the
just
food prices are unreal.
yeah, it's
A
ridiculous.
beer is like over $10.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And
guess what? The MLSC doesn't need the money. MLSC's got money.
yeah,
Right? They're MLSC
yeah.
and these teams aren't struggling for money. They're
No,
on-
and that's what frustrates me is that like that's the message that they try to send
Yeah.
is that they lost all this money, but
yeah.
it's like
No, you did not.
Poor
Poor
billionaire
billionaire.
Larry
Yeah.
Tannenbaum.
Yeah.
I'm
Oh,
sure
Larry
he's really
Tannenbaum. Oh.
struggling.
yeah.
No, I can only have 5 caviar
Yeah,
dishes
yeah,
now, right?
He had
exactly.
to
Now
go
I
back
can
to
have 6.
4-ply toilet paper.
Yeah.
He's got to downsize his yacht in Cabo.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh god,
Well,
poor
and, like,
guy.
And
He
like
had to sell his
The pandemic.
yacht.
I think the pandemic has hit billionaires harder, man. I really think it has.
oh my god.
I feel so bad. You know how much we got to go to is to sell a mansion? Like, oh my god.
Yeah, he only got 20 million.
Who
for his
wants
house.
to buy my mansion during COVID?
Like they have 6 mansions. You got to sell the one in Fiji. Like that's a lot to go through.
It is a lot, man.
Yeah, he only got 20 million for his place in the bridal path.
Wow.
No, only 20 mil.
That's criminal.
That's unfair.
Oh man.
That is
Yeah.
unfair.
I'm glad
but-
a guy like Chris. I'm glad Chris said that though.
Yeah,
that's
but
great
you
to
know,
hear.
that's what I'm saying. Like, let's just bring it back to reality
Yeah.
back here for a second and just kind of wrap
No,
up
I'm mad.
and kind of wrap up this point by just saying, you know, like
unreal.
it is very frustrating to see people who don't deserve to be at these games at these
Okay, so-
games.
It's almost $200 to see Pascal Siakam as a spec. That's how far back these
Yeah.
tickets
And you
are.
don't get to sit.
No, and you're standing. You will be
Wow.
watching the monitor,
screen,
the
yeah,
jumbotron.
Unreal. All right, go ahead, Luke. Sorry.
No, nothing. I was just saying, like, it's really challenging for Raptors fans because we know what real Raptors fans are like. We know what
Jurassic Park.
Jurassic Park. This is the whole country behind a team, right? And it's so frustrating to see that we're not getting the respect, or the team's not getting the respect that they should deserve. You know what I mean? Like the team is not getting that from people who don't want to be at these games.
team wants the
it's a
real
bunch
fans
of
there.
well, it's a bunch of like hedge fund managers that are like, oh, I've got season tickets to the Raptors games. Like
Lawyers.
yeah, lawyers and all this bullshit. People don't even care about basketball. They're just there to go say like, oh, we are going to the Raptors game tonight to NBA basketball. You know what I mean? Oh, I know the owner of MLSE. Like,
Oh, sorry, Johnny. I can't come for dinner tonight. The family and I are hitting the Raptors game.
yeah, hitting the Raptors
Yeah.
game. Well,
we
they're
actually got courtside tickets.
yeah,
so-
exactly, and they don't even care about basketball. It's the last sport they'll actually enjoy. They just go to for the sake of because it's a
Going.
social event, right? Instead of
That's all it is. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy, yeah.
And
And a
it's-
social event for us is like going to someone's house. Like, it's going to these games.
yeah, a
Like,
social event for us is watching the Raptors
Oh
game on
my
TV
God.
and doing all this stuff.
yeah, and
It's
here
like,
it's going to the courtside games. It's
yeah,
nothing to them.
It's nothing, and that's just what makes me mad because it's like the Raptors are not getting what they deserve in terms of how they're being treated by the
Yeah.
fans. But anyways, just to wrap that point up, I don't want to
No,
milk that
that's
for
a great
too long.
point,
but
man. Because that's been eating away at me too.
It's important to bring up.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause that's an issue,
Mm-hmm.
and that's obvious too. Like even like it's so just ingenuine now. It feels like.
yeah, man,
a
it
lot of
just
the time.
like it feels like I'm staring at the screen and I'm like, are we sure this is Scotiabank Arena? Like, really?
It's not the same as those ACC days, right?
No.
With
Shouldn't
when
change
the
name,
We the
that's the
North
problem.
era started.
Yeah. All right, moving
We
on.
made Grievous Vasquez.
Yeah.
No one got the crowd going like Grievous.
Yeah.
General
hilarious.
Grievous Vasquez.
Yeah.
Remember that big shot he hit against Milwaukee?
Did the shimmy.
Yeah. Shout out Grievous Vasquez. Come on the podcast, bro. We'd love to have you.
General Grievous.
I feel like we could get him on the podcast.
I probably got more
Grievous
important things
Vasquez.
going on.
Nah, he's
Send him
Enjoy
an email.
enjoying
Grievous
retirement.
Vasquez doing?
Enjoying retirement in
I'm
he's
joking, Grievous.
Argentinian, right?
He's from South America.
Venezuela,
I'm not sure.
maybe? I don't know. Go
Anyway,
ahead.
fourth quarter. So Nick Nurse gets ejected
Venezuelan.
and kind of fires us up. What?
He's a coach
Where?
in the G League. He's the assistant head coach of the Erie Bayhawks.
Nice. Do your thing, Grievous.
Yeah.
So fourth quarter. So Nick Nurse gets tossed out. We're down like 16 at that point, and but we get more fired up after that.
Yeah. The
let's-
one
so-
time the crowd gets fired up.
Precious and Chris, man, we're getting the crowd going.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that we get the fourth quarter going. We just start cutting to the lead. We're back within 7 at one point. We start pressing. The pressing is big for us. That's a young team that's playing against, right? But lucky for them, though, they have Dwayne Casey, who is a long time head coach, and
seen
he
it all.
has good pressing plays. I remember when he was on the Raptors, we had really good ways to get presses. So they did eventually get it, but we had him for a little bit there with the press. Pascal, again, I don't want to. I'm not gonna hate on Pascal at all, but he was just kind of tough. He's missing shots. He usually makes this game, which did cost us a bit. He was missing some free throws too, which
Yeah, but he had the responsibility on his back.
Yeah, that's
man,
why
yeah.
I'm not. But that was a thing.
Don't make me do this.
He actually played great.
What'd you say about Pascal?
Oh, something I loved. Precious had an N1, and the camera went to the bench, and you could see Fred VanVleet's thumbs up of approval to Precious. And I thought that was awesome.
that was the one where he dribbled in from the free throw line.
Yeah. And you could tell like that was probably a conversation Fred and Precious had, and Fred just looks so genuine. He's like, you know, it just reminds me of like like when I played high school. You gotta look like in the crowd or something, and someone would be like
feels like
be like.
Especially
Also,
if they just told you something to do and then you go and actually do it and then you're like, that's
feels like a very Kyle Lowry thing too. Remember when Kyle Lowry when he was out of the lineup, he always like took on like an assistant coach role.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Fred's
Fred was talking to Malachi all game.
Yeah.
Malachi was on the bench for those 5 minutes.
Red VanVleet.
Yeah, dude. I loved that. Transition D was bad all game.
That's
but
actually
I
just thought of like a nickname for Malachi Flynn.
Red VanVleet.
Red VanVleet,
Yeah,
because of his fucking hair.
You just thought.
Wait, is that a thing?
Yeah, that's been a thing for a while. I just said it.
Just said it.
I thought you said Fred, and then I was like, oh, Red, and then
No,
never mind.
Yeah.
He just said it.
My
You're
bad.
like, oh, I have an idea for a nickname. I don't know if you guys heard this before. It's called Red VanVleet.
I didn't come up with
I don't
that,
think
by
you
the
said
way.
it, Sam. I think I said it. Yeah. I think I said it first.
Yeah, no, you haven't said it first.
Yeah.
Transition D was still bad, but the half court D picked up a lot in this fourth quarter. Fourth quarter, we outscored them 29-17. I find the biggest problem with this game is we did not play a whole 48 minutes at all.
No.
It was really scattered when we were playing well, weren't playing well. Scottie had a sweet spin move and slam, which it really started to pick up near the end, man. I think
Man, I love when Scotty looks like Giannis out there.
And then
I love it.
And right after that, we picked up momentum, and then there's an awful foul call on Precious Achua when Cade Cunningham fell out of bounds, and that killed all momentum we just picked up. Cade was driving. He was trying to swing it to the corner. He just fell because it wasn't a good play that he was doing.
I know.
And Precious was guarding him, and he falls in the.
He didn't even touch him.
No, he didn't. No, made me upset, dude.
I felt bad for Precious down the stretch of this one because he played so well, but he missed.
I know.
4 free. He was 5 for 9.
Dude, some of his free throws were bricks, man.
I felt bad for him.
Absolute
He missed 2 at the end. Yeah, it was tough.
I was like,
but before that, he had a crazy corner 3, really clutch.
Yes,
corner 3.
it was super clutch, and like every time he would go to the free throw line, I was like, come on, man.
I'm like, it's gonna be 1 for 2.
I'm like, bro.
Bruh.
Yeah, that's literally because
Bruh.
it's a weird, like, you have to like double tap it. But like, it just would frustrate me because I'm like, Precious, take a breath. You would just see him and he'd like for example, so
He's kind of wired.
yeah, and like, so the only way we were gonna win that game at the very end, Precious got the free throw, and of course because he missed the 2 before, and so we're gonna be down 1. So we're gonna be down 2, so we need to hit the ball off the rim or the backboard so that we can get possession and see if we can score to tie it up. And it just made me frustrated because I could see that's what Precious was going to do before he even shot the ball. He took 1 dribble, looked really anxious, and kind of gave it away. I mean, not that people thought he wasn't going to do that anyways, but that's how he was when he was taking a lot of his free throws. He was super anxious up there, and I'm just like, dude,
Relax.
take a breath. Yeah, like
Relax.
just there's no. I would like if I was at the game, I would have just yelled, Precious, breathe, like relax.
Because Precious was one of the only reasons why we were even in that situation for the free throws to matter, right? And then
I mean, great job getting
Yeah.
to the free throw line, like, but
gotta finish those.
he was a beast in the 4th quarter, man.
Yeah.
He was a beast.
His defense.
Unreal.
So.
should we move on? Oh, sorry. We've just been doing
I'm almost done this. I think the biggest place where we lost this game in the 4th quarter was between the 4 and 2 minute mark.
Yeah.
It was sloppy. We were missing wide open shots. Gary had a few missed wide open. I mean, that was all game, but these parts were big.
I'm looking at the stats from the 4th quarter. Pascal had 9, Precious had 12. Everyone else combined for 8. And in the 4th quarter, Pascal had 9 points, Precious had 12. Everyone else combined for 8.
Yeah.
3 made field goals that weren't Precious or Pascal.
Like it's like our 4th. I mean, that's okay. It's just. I mean, Got to have like Gary's got to hit some shots.
And that
like
lineup at the beginning,
and made some bad turnovers too. Pascal, the rough.
and why is
turnover
Delano
at the end,
Banton in the game for 4.5 minutes?
He was
the
on there
fourth
for too
quarter?
long, but
He was
also
really bad.
Just keep Malachi in the game,
Nick's
man.
also
Yeah.
not coaching
I
as
know,
well,
yeah.
so
I mean, I
Yeah.
don't know if that makes it because they all have a
Hey, man.
Yeah,
mutually
yeah,
agreed
it's
upon
true.
thing.
The dude looked like a fish out of water in that fourth quarter. He
Yeah.
looked like he was just
Yeah,
really
it's
rushing.
very true.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's a 2-point game. 56 seconds left, and
we did sub on Gary though, and I thought we should sub on Malachi. I was like,
You should have been.
Yeah,
Malachi
he
should have been
been
there.
2-point game with 56 seconds left. Missed some free throws. Sadiq Bey had a crazy layup, and Cade had a big block, and Detroit wins for the 6th straight time against the Toronto Raptors.
fuck,
Dwayne Casey getting his revenge.
108-106.
absolute
Bruh.
moment.
Man, I don't even.
Absolute bruh moment.
All right, let's get even more depressing. You guys, I was the only one that watched this game, so I'm not going to spend too
Yeah,
much time on it. I don't
busy
really want
and-
to talk about it.
Busy and just didn't want to watch.
Yeah.
this.
Basically, this game was if Pascal Siakam was playing with my high school team, is what it felt like. He had over a third of all of our points. Malachi had a nice game. Malachi had 20 points. He was really big at making it.
8 assists.
Yeah. The end score was 103-97. It was not that close at all. The Raptors made it. We're pressing at the end. It was never felt like it was ever within 10 points. Like most of the games, the Magic had a 10-point lead over us. Just some things from this one. Like we don't have to go play by play. The offense is atrocious.
We need
There's
Fred
no spacing at all, man. So like our game plan goes.
Actually, we need OG back more than Fred right now, I think, because Malachi's been doing a good job.
Yeah.
I think we need OG back.
When he sees someone
For
hit a corner
spacing.
three, man.
And defense.
Yeah, defense. Like our
Yeah,
game plan was, all right, Pascal, dribble into the middle of the floor from the top of the key. Literally, the Magic were sending 5 guys to him in the paint.
And then kick it out to Utah Watanabe.
Yeah, and like,
Hey, man.
Yuta great.
Armoni Brooks is coming in.
Yeah, man. Oh, we'll get to Armani maybe a quick little couple minutes on him at the end of this.
I called them.
I'm very not educated on Armoni Brooks, so
Sure.
I'd like to have a little bit. Maybe you can.
His Instagram name is Sniper Brooks.
He is a, hey, man. If there's one thing Armani Brooks can do is he can hit threes.
And the other Instagram sniper guy is Kevin Durant.
His money, but his bad, bro.
Easy money sniper.
Are you saying Armani Brooks is a better player than Kevin Durant?
I'm saying they're about the same. I'll give Kevin Durant the
yeah.
edge.
I'm saying they're about the same,
I'll
Sam.
give Katie the edge.
That is not what I said.
So I think like it could be very easy to be negative about this game. Like
You can be
everyone played bad except for Pascal Malachi, and I thought Yuta had a really nice fourth quarter. He played all 12 minutes. He was just like zooming around on defense. Great block at the rim on Jalen Suggs.
Oh, I saw
He gets
that.
one of those a game, I guess, every time he comes in.
He'll always jump.
Nice three. He airballed his first corner three, but then he hit Pascal, went right back to him the next play, and he hit a really nice wing three.
You know what's weird? Before we lost our crowd from COVID, our home games we were much better on the road. Then we lost our crowd. We were much better at home. We have our crowd back, and we're losing at home again.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
we should. I think we should just get rid of the crowd forever.
Precious played. The stat line doesn't show it, but I thought Precious' defense was awesome. In this one, he kind of played. Him and Boucher kind of took over the center role. Birch only got 9 minutes of playing time. He continues to just be. Looks like a
Disappointing.
shell of an NBA player out there. It's kind of jarring how different he looks from the beginning of the season.
Jarring.
That knee injury just has kind of zapped all sort of juice out of him, man. It's kind of sad to see.
He had a
Scotty,
nice dunk a few games ago.
yeah. Scotty, you can tell Scotty.
I think with Kem, he just needs to hit that floater, and I think he'll be fine.
But he's awful on defense, man. He's so bad, especially compared to Precious. Like, it's not even close.
Well, compared to Precious, is an awesome defender. I mean, I'm not.
He is,
I don't want to
but,
compare Kem to Precious.
like Kem doesn't protect the rim in any way, and he gets killed on switches. So I don't really know what he does out there.
Yeah.
And he's not rebounding well.
I'm trying to be positive for Kem.
yeah.
I feel bad for Kem.
I do too. Well, at least he got that. Right.
Yeah,
Sure
right.
you do, Sam. Sure you do.
Scotty, you can tell Scotty was tired. He was really settling for threes. He hit one for 5. Yeah, that's like that young just has one hand. Svi was out there for 15 minutes. He had one like kind of fading one-footed runner, and then didn't really know he was out there.
Bucket.
Chris tried hard, hit a 3.
Nice. That's good.
On the Magic side, my boy Chimo Kiki looked awesome.
So was he your boy? You're gonna say his name is in your life. In my life.
My boy, man. Cole Anthony.
Don't talk shit about my boy, man.
like their young guys looked good.
Suggs is my guy.
Yeah, Suggs looked good, man. Well,
4 for 16.
yeah, he couldn't finish.
But you're gonna get that from Suggs.
He actually looked though much more poised than he's looked in other games.
He's been way better since he got back from his injury.
Yeah, we were getting killed by Gary Harris corner threes.
Should be a Raptor.
He had 3 of them. Forgot Admiral Schofield was on the Magic, but yeah, Mo Bamba. solid
Iggy
game.
Brazdakis, Canadian.
That's my boy, man. Like I had too much hope in him. I thought him and RJ Barrett were the next duo. The next John Starks, Patrick Ewing. That's great. I honestly thought that. I'm embarrassed to admit it. But yeah, man, that's all I've got from this one. You go back to back against the 2 worst teams in the conference. You'd hope you win one of those games.
I just like Gary Trent Jr., man. You can't go over 9 from 3 points ever again,
and
ever again. And you gotta be better on defense.
He's a total liability right now on defense.
Like Luke said, you are the definition of over aggressive on defense, and that is a problem. Stop.
Off ball, he is. I don't know what he's doing off ball. He looks worse than Scottie Barnes off ball, which is saying something.
I've loved you all year. I need you to get better.
Yeah.
Just do a little less.
Just do less.
Yeah, do a little less.
A little less is a little more, man.
Yeah, less is more. Less is more.
He needs a guy like OG to come
because
back.
the more that Gary involves himself in the offense in a way that is not necessarily taking a main role, the more that they forget about him. And then he hits that corner 3.
Yeah.
He hits that
That's
3.
exactly.
And
he has to be the 4th option to, But now he's a
but
second
then they're
option on
they're
offense.
looking for him, and then he'll dribble the ball too long, and it's just like,
and he's not going to pass.
yeah,
No, he doesn't know how to handle being a second best player.
yeah.
I honestly think
I don't
Scotty's
know.
taking over
He's
that.
young. I don't
second
blame him.
option
Like
right
this
now.
is his first year ever getting like an elevated role on any team. So
He looks like last year's Gary, which is and that's when he had way too much responsibility in the year last year when you were trying to lose. So yeah,
I think Gary's still the second option over Scotty, but
at least in this game, I think Scotty had more.
well, it's because Gary got
creation.
benched.
Yeah, Gary got benched for the last, I think 6.5 minutes.
Looking at seeing 0 for 9 is ridiculous.
yeah, that's crazy.
And like
And
those are not wide open.
4 or 5 of them, but like there were like 4 of them that were wide open, like wide open.
But the fact he took 5 unopened ones after shooting that
He
many
got
misses.
he got benched because he took one really contested one, got the offensive rebound, then took it like the same shot right after it, and then he got pulled.
It's just like pass the ball, let someone else do something.
You'd hope in a game where Pascal gives you 34 and 14, Malachi gives you 20 and 8. They just need one other guy to step up on the offensive end. Precious stepped up on the defensive end. Like you wish Scotty missed a ton of layups that he normally knocks in.
And also Gary was like, I mean, plus minus isn't a big indicator or anything, but I think there's instances where it is, and Gary was like relatively significantly lower in plus minus than anybody else in the team, which shows when he's coming in, he's trying to take too many shots. That's what that tells you.
Yeah. And he doesn't have the lateral quickness to keep up with Cole Anthony and Jalen Suggs,
that
two
lack of
pretty
athleticism.
explosive guards that were just going like right to the rim.
That's where this whole all-star Gary talk kind of pulls him back. Is his lack of athleticism.
Well, then, but also it's like, let's stop focusing on making athletic defensive plays and start focusing on making smart defensive
Let
plays.
them make the mistake.
Yeah, like if you can't keep up with them, then give them a little bit of
You don't-
space.
you don't- you
Allow
don't
yourself
see-
to have that space.
You don't see Kawhi Leonard dogging the passing lanes.
No.
You see him staying in front of his guy. You know what I mean?
Like to have active hands. I'm glad if you have active hands.
Sure,
But that doesn't
yeah.
mean you're hedging everything and you're blitzing all these passing lanes and all this stuff.
He jumps in passing lanes where it's not even close.
Yeah.
He's just like
When it's just like you've taken yourself out of the play now,
exactly,
man. Like
now
that's
there's a
4 on
and Now there's a
5.
blow by, then there's a help, and there's a guy wide open in the corner.
Yeah.
And
That was the story of the Detroit game, basically.
There was one play where Jalen Suggs, not a 3-point shooter, he was guarding at the hash mark of the 3-point line. When Suggs' back was turned to the basket, he was pressed up on him, and Jalen Suggs just went right around him. And he was like, "Oh, thanks. I guess I'll just go right to the rim. Thanks for guarding me out here when I've never taken this shot in my life before."
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that's.
Look, Gary, you're typically loved, but right now you're not. Okay. So, if this is the first podcast,
Right now
listen
we're
to
giving
Gary.
you some tough love.
Yeah, tough love. All right, Armoni Brooks.
Well,
let's talk
or
about
do we
Armoni
have-
Brooks for a second because he's the newest Raptor.
I don't have a question, so. Well,
Oh, you don't? Okay,
no, I don't.
sure.
Okay.
So let's educate me on Mr. Brooks.
All right, so the Raptors signed Armoni Brooks to a 10-day deal because it sounds like DJ Wilson hurt his knee, and that's like a really tough. You gotta feel bad.
And
for
he
the dude.
was good when he was playing for us.
Yeah,
man.
and
He gave us good minutes.
That's gotta suck, man. You hope he gets another chance, or he gets a nice deal out in Europe or something. Like you don't want to see that, but Armoni is kind of the opposite of a Raptors
and I love it.
type player. He
Love
is
it.
no defense, all 3-point shooting. He's actually can do a little bit of
Playmaking.
Like a little bit, but maybe not in the NBA. But
Yeah, we'll see.
there's some stuff there. I
He's
do
gonna
not
have
want
to.
to go
He's
into
gonna have
his
to
Twitter.
tonight because Malachi and Fred are both.
Yeah,
there.
He's played, I think, 61 games in the NBA. I think it is. Last year he
That's
shot 38% from three. This year he only shot 30% from three. He had a really rough stretch. Like, there's a reason this guy got cut from the Houston
Yeah,
Rockets.
he's really hit or miss, but we're hoping he hits for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a 10-day contract. If he misses, he misses. But I think he's really hit or miss. So let's hope he starts
Yeah,
draining
my
some threes for us.
expectations are extremely low. If you can come in and hit a couple corner threes and not
That's
be
all. You're gonna have wide open corner threes. I promise. Just make them, please.
Yeah,
please.
just-
I'll do anything.
I am a little worried
I'll
that
give my firstborn.
I will.
My firstborn child hit
To
a
you,
corner
Armoni.
three.
and I think if you play him with dudes like Chris and Precious off the bench, you can hide his defense. Like, teams can hunt him because you've got those guys coming.
Like
over to
I
help.
right now I just want his threes. I don't care about anything else.
Yes,
If
please.
he can be the worst defender in the league. I don't care right now.
just hit 35% of your threes.
37, but yeah. Sure. But I want you above league average. But oh my god, I saw it because this is one of the guys I wanted at the trade deadline. I wanted us to trade like a second, or I guess he got released. I wanted us to pick him up. Actually, when did he get released?
Right at the trade deadline.
Okay, yeah, so I
think it
wanted
was
us to
shorter.
trade for him. Because I just wanted to shoot and give him a second round pick for Armoni Brooks, and sorry, and yes, I'm actually stoked we got him because I just want to. We need shooters. That was the reason I wanted him, and this guy is a shooter, and his percentages this year don't say that. But he has shown that he can. What am I trying to say right now?
Shoot the basketball.
He can shoot basketballs. Okay.
He is only 6 foot. Yeah, he's like the epitome of a not Raptors player, but it'd be kind of fun to see a guy who's not a Raptors player because we need some
I'm
we need some
happy.
sort of scoring. We
He
just need it.
averaged 11 a game last year also.
Yep. He was amazing in the summer league. But, you
so
know.
was V.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it for Armoni.
Yeah.
This is where we're at as Raptors fans right now.
Yeah,
stoked for
we're
Armoni
tough.
Brooks.
Only
Yeah, it's
23
tough
years
for
old.
us.
That is surprising to me. I always thought he was like 26.
All right, questions. We have a couple.
All right.
We're gonna have questions for.
I mean, my
the
question
table.
is, it's not necessarily like the most
Groundbreaking.
groundbreaking question, but I just wanted to know because I'm curious. So we're moving on to questions, folks. What do you think has been the biggest factor contributing to our recent losses? Because I just wanted to say that a lot of times you see teams come back from All-Star break better. One of the things that I like, it's like a league sort of thing, right? People come back from All-Star break, they've had a rest. Now they actually come back and they're like, okay, we're good, we're gelling and stuff. And it seems like we've come back from All-Star break really mid. Like we haven't been
think-
doing that well.
I think it is our current lack of depth is really showing because we have two of our starters out. We talked about this before, where if one of our starters are out, we're down big because that is a fifth of our offense.
Yeah.
We only have 5 offensive players. So we have 2 out. That means we are way down, and 2 of them, like if Scotty's out, that's better for our offense than OG or something, like scoring wise, right? So we have 2 of our top scorers, especially like those are 2 like main ISO scorers, you know. So OG and Fred. Oh yeah. So I think
2 of our big 3.
yeah, 2 of our big 3 essentially. So I think that's honestly what it is because our depth, we don't have it. We don't have depth. Period.
Well, then
So-
watch like OG and Fred come back in, and then Pascal's gonna sit.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah, something like that.
Pascal.
As long as they're healthy in the
hurts his finger.
playoffs. But I think that's it. And I think sometimes I feel like it's just some like lack of drive, which is really annoying. But I think it's also just exhausting.
I don't even think it's that because like I think all NBA players have drive. Like, I just think it's like it's so hard to play.
I think Michael Beasley's driven.
I think he was driven when he was in college. No, but I think like teams in general, like I think teams always try relatively hard, especially like teams like this. I just think we just don't have the talent. Like, there's not much talent on that bench.
It's simple as that. We're not very talented.
No.
After our bench, even like Precious and Chris, they're not like talented offensive players yet. You know what I mean? Compared to the rest of the NBA,
They're hustle players.
They're hustle-
yeah, they're hustle
Yeah.
players. They're energy players. And then you guys like Utah Watanabe who like will hit maybe a corner 3 for you in 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Like and Svee's. I'm sorry to say you're not doing much, Svee.
No, and,
Like,
and we've got
Malachi stepping up is huge though. That's
Yeah.
huge. If he did not step up, we would be way more down bad.
Yeah, we would have lost both those games
for-
against the Nets.
for a guy who realistically creates for others. It's Scotty's just not there yet, right? So the only guys that are really creating for others are Pascal and Malachi,
Yeah.
and that's all we have. And I think I would like to see them get staggered more in the lineups. Because I think lineups like without either of them really struggle because Scottie's just not there yet to create for others.
No.
So I'd honestly rather see Pascal and Malachi on and off than Pascal and Scottie on and off.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true because we know Pascal can run the point
Yes.
and create, and that's already like we know that. It's just I think for one of the reasons they might want to keep Malachi and Pascal on is because when you take away those offensive threats, who is the defense going to attack, right? Like it's only Pascal really, right?
Yeah.
And then once you attack Pascal, you're basically taking away all your threats. So when they have Malachi and Pascal out there at the same time, it's a little bit more challenging for defenses because they know there's some more assets out there. But once you take that away, there's only so much you can do, right? And like if you say you have Malachi Flynn out there and he's your best offensive player, like come on, he's easily guardable.
Yeah,
He's easily guardable in that
It's-
situation.
Teams, that's kind of the position we're in, right? Like it's not
It's
that
a
hard.
catch-22,
It's not that
right?
hard for teams if Malachi Flynn's the only guy you have to worry about on offense.
That's
Chances are you're not going to do that
Rough.
well.
I do like what you say though.
Yeah.
I do think we should stagger their minutes more though.
Yeah. I think it's the offense. The defense has been hit or miss all year. I think we've seen I think it's
we've
honestly
had real
injuries, though.
high highs and real low lows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now we're in a really low part. But I think that's also because Fred and OG are out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
Those
missing two of your three best players.
Yeah.
It's kind of
And
almost
those are
our.
our. I mean, they're two of our like top perimeter defenders too. Like our perimeter defense looks awful, and that's
Probably
the
our
reason
two
why.
best perimeter
Our
defenders.
defense in general is not like very good.
It's really
Yeah, right
bad.
now, honestly, like
And our transition defense is awful.
it's we talk about how like the whole thing is like, oh, the Raptors are the switchable, versatile defensive team.
Not without OG.
Night to night, there are four, and like we've criticized OG, but OG night to night is still an awesome defender. It's just a level of awesome.
Yeah.
Like OG, Fred, Pascal, and Precious are the four guys I know every night. I'm getting a baseline level of great defense. And Chris, I'm gonna add Chris to that as well because Chris has been awesome this year.
Yeah.
Everyone else, like
I think
Scottie
also,
and Gary can be good, but they're not every night.
I think Gary's defense, it's been really bad recently. I think that's getting exposed because Fred and OG are out.
Yeah.
Because now he has a lot more. We rely on him a lot more.
Yeah,
on defense.
responsibility.
Yeah, a lot more responsibility on defense. Because before he's guarding their fourth best guy, and he looks really good. And like, granted, he is really good at guarding their fourth best guy. But now he has to guard their second best guy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he's getting real exposed. Like,
Yeah.
like guarding Jalen Suggs against Orlando. Like he should be able to do that, but like he hasn't. Like that would be Fred's job.
Yeah,
normally.
like against Cleveland tonight, if Gary's guarding Darius Garland, he might get ripped to shreds.
We are fucked.
Like that's a perfect matchup for a guy like Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, we might actually be totally screwed tonight because man, they just have such a big team, and we're just gonna be
And we
so
have no
undersized.
shooters.
Yeah, nothing.
Like it's
Sniper Brooks, baby.
I can already imagine Pascal Siakam driving into Mobley, Allen, and marketing
Yeah,
with
oh
Precious
God.
Achua and Chris Boucher spacing,
throwing up
and just having to like.
send the ball 20 feet in the air.
Nick Nurse is get on the playbook like, all right, Pascal, just drive at these 3 7-footers. That's probably a better chance of going in
Yeah.
than these guys on the 3-point line.
Yeah,
yeah.
facts.
But hey, maybe Armani though.
Let's hope so.
And
man.
is Scottie playing?
Yeah.
Yeah, Armani's gonna play tonight probably. He's
he might have
available.
to.
He's available.
Yeah.
So
I think Utah's gonna get some minutes. I'd like to see that.
he's
Yeah.
probably gonna get minutes.
What's the next question? What's the,
Who's got the next question?
Who's up?
We're making Sam angry.
All right. My question. So I think at this point I'm pretty confident we're gonna be in the play-in. We're not gonna be a top 6 seed.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah.
Who do you guys want to see in the play-in? Who do you want us to play?
are we assuming we're gonna be in the 7 or 8?
Yeah.
Because I think so.
Because we're gonna be 7 or 8 most likely,
I mean, if I had a choice,
which means we have home court advantage
I would choose Charlotte.
Yes.
I think they're
that's
by
true.
far the worst team.
as opposed to Atlanta.
Yes, I think Atlanta. I just think Trae Young's the second best player in the play-in out of all the teams. So I would choose Charlotte.
Not for hockey.
But
What'd you click up?
Eastern Conference standings, and I just clicked in Google, and it's like
Yeah, Leafs doing
shows
great.
me
At least
hockey.
you're doing great,
I'll play the
baby.
Flyers.
Give
in
a
the play-in,
shit about
yeah.
hockey.
I don't want to play. I don't want to play Brooklyn, even though Brooklyn has a lot of flaws. Kevin Durant. I don't want to play Kevin Durant. But
Oh God, no.
if it's the 7 or 8 seed, I don't really care. Right? As long as
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care if it's
As long as
the
we're
7
top
seed or
2.
the 8 seed.
Well, and like the Wizards, like
Wizards aren't
I
gonna.
don't
make
think
it.
they're gonna get in.
I think
You don't
the
think
playoffs.
so?
I think the top 10 are set in the East.
I would.
yeah, it's true. I couldn't see the Wizards beating the Hawks.
I
or
would.
the
I would
Hornets.
rank it. Charlotte, Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree
Brooklyn.
with you, Sam. I'd like to see the. I'd say the Hornets.
Hornets
for
are
sure.
Hornets are less like the Hawks made the Eastern Conference Finals last year and almost the finals.
I don't trust. I think the Hornets defense is awful, and I
Yeah.
don't love their offense is good, but I don't love it in a playoff situation where it bogs down.
No, and they're young too. Like,
Yeah.
Dude, it's so funny to look at the standings right now, and the Heat are number 1. We beat them twice, and yet they're winning by like 10 games.
Yeah, I know.
Beating us by 10 games. We beat them twice in a row like this year.
My dream scenario was that Chicago gets the 2nd seed and we win the first play-in game and play Chicago in the first round. That's my dream
I want
scenario.
Chicago or Cleveland in the first round. We won't get
Yeah.
Cleveland though.
I'm not getting Cleveland though. Yeah,
Well, close, but they could go on a run.
they could. It's
I
still.
don't want Boston,
No,
round.
and I don't want Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, or Miami.
but it's right now. I really don't want Boston.
No.
We would get killed.
They'd
by
kill us,
I think
man.
that Milwaukee. I feel like we have a better chance taking a game from Milwaukee than Boston right now.
A game, you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boston. I feel like Boston's come out and sweep.
Just the one thing about Boston, right, is they do have a rookie head coach, but I don't even think that would really matter
I don't know.
because they have a very
Their defense is insane,
and they've got a style that they
and Jason Tatum.
they want to play.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want just give me Chicago, man. I think like I'm the more and more I've got probably if I could rank these 6 teams.
And in the playoffs.
Hmm?
In the playoffs.
And the 6 Eastern Conference teams in the playoffs. I mean,
Rank 7 with Brooklyn also. Put Brooklyn in there.
I'd probably have Chicago at 7 in the playoff situation.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't trust. I don't think they have any wing defenders. You can't ask Alex Gershon and Lonzo Ball to guard everyone.
Javonte
and
Green,
they haven't
Green
beat
and
a,
Derek Jones Jr. are pretty good defenders.
they haven't beat a top 4 team in the league yet though.
Really?
Like they're like 0 of 9 or 0 of 10 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Like Phoenix, Golden State, all these teams, Miami.
Wow.
So
elbows.
and I've seen DeMar DeRozan.
Red pill, blue for sure.
I get to see us.
Based.
I get to see us
Based
going at
Bulls.
Chicago and just like
Based
totally.
Chicago Bulls.
I think the Bulls still beat us,
Yes,
but
so
I
too.
think we can go to 6.
That's the team I want to see.
Yeah, I
man.
could definitely see
And
that.
I
for
honestly
sure.
rather see them more than Cleveland, just because Cleveland's got the type of defensive style that could hurt us.
You just want to go against a bad defensive team. That's your thing.
That's my thing for the playoffs. I think defense wins playoffs games,
Yep, I agree.
and
I have to tune. I can dance too.
yeah. Philly would kill us. Even
Yeah.
though I don't,
I'm not trying to see
Philly's
Philly.
defense,
I don't
they'd kill us.
They're my finals pick right now.
And they could just throw.
After what I've seen,
I've
Yeah,
got
they're
Phoenix
too
still.
good.
even with
They're gonna be
injuries.
disgusting.
they're my finals pick for the East.
Oh, to go to the finals.
Yeah. I think I
I've
might
still
have-
got Milwaukee, but it's close.
I think Phoenix wins the championship.
I'm gonna have to get back on my James Harden. Like I wouldn't say bandwagon, but
Hey man, join the club. Come
dude,
here.
I
still don't
I've
like
got
James
no,
Harden.
no,
He's too good.
no. I've got. You guys have seen my James Harden jersey.
I've seen it, yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. It's the Houston.
You see my really expensive James Harden jersey, right?
That's
The golden one. I'm joking.
No, oh,
Joking.
join the club, man.
no, it's just a nice jersey. I think
know,
it's
I'm
nice.
James Harden,
Joking.
better offensive player than Michael Jordan. That's what Jared Morey said.
That should really be the name of this podcast.
James Harden better offensive player than Michael Jordan.
It's just all but the Raptors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all. Do we have anything else or
I think I'll look
looking ahead?
Looking ahead.
All right,
So we've got
Raptors
Cleveland tonight.
against the Land.
For lack of better words, I think we're fucked.
yeah, we're not.
Is everyone playing? for Cleveland?
I think they're healthy now.
Yeah.
Markkanen's back.
Garland's playing.
It's so frustrating. I really want us to be healthy and playing against the Cavs.
I
'cause
know.
those are good matchups.
And we're only 2 games behind them for the 6th seed.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see it. Yeah, and then we got the Spurs on Wednesday. We'll probably record before that though.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's
so
at
just
9:30.
so just the Cavs game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Yeah, never mind. Anyways, yeah, I think that's it.
That'll
That's
do
it,
her.
man.
That'll do her.
No really exciting games. We haven't really had any really exciting games in the last little while, so
Yeah.
it's been kind of
I'm excited for the Spurs game.
But,
But
it'll
just
be all right.
because I love the Spurs.
yeah.
You just want to see Devin Vassell.
Yeah, I just want to see Josh Primo.
Josh
one
Primo,
shot.
yeah.
Josh Primo, man, against Sacramento Kings. Step back 3, then a drive and a right-handed jam.
Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up.
The next,
get it.
The next Bradley Beal with elite defense.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on.
Yeah. So is that it for everything today then?
That's
Yep.
it.
Okay. Well, alrighty, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into the Reddit Asks Us pod. RapChat podcast.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
Just shameless
Sorry.
self promo.
Yeah, sorry, I did not mean to say that. That just came right off the tongue. Totally by accident. Totally right off the tongue. Just by accident off the tongue, you know. It's just a total fluke accident thing. No, anyways, thank you guys so much for tuning into the RapChat podcast. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to like, make sure to comment, and subscribe.
And hit that noti bell,
Notification
baby.
bell.
Everybody's hitting noti bells lately. It's a trend now.
Really?
You hit notification bells.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
It's a big thing that's going on right now.
Okay,
Yeah,
damn.
makes you really cool.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I hit 2 notification bells the other day.
No
Got
way.
invited to 5 parties.
Wow.
Same day. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
You heard it. You heard it here first,
So hit that
folks.
noti bell.
So hit the notification bell. And then You can find us on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter at RapChat Podcast, where we post new clips of the show every single week. And I'm your host, Luke Dick.
I'm Les Eldridge.
And I'm Sam Kenny.
Nice.
We will see you guys. We'll see you guys on Thursday.
Yeah.
All right.
Peace.
Peace out.